Hi everybody, I'm glad you're watching. Today I want to talk to you about a solution to some possible problems that I think could really blow up your retirement. And we as people have a temptation to kind of want to ignore those problems and just hope that they go away. But at least when it comes to finance, knowledge really is the key to peace of mind and financial stability. And especially if you can take that knowledge and then act on it. I think you're more likely to live a comfortable retirement with a lot more peace of mind. So before I talk about the solution though, I want to go into what some of those problems are. The first problem is market risk. And this is the roller coaster ride that you have to put up with in your portfolio sometimes. And we'd like to just get rid of that if we can, but you really can't. The reason that your portfolio goes up and down like that is because of growth investments that you have in there. You need those growth investments because that's what gets your portfolio to grow faster than inflation and to grow enough that you have the kind of money you need to live the life that you want to live. Now we can reduce that up and down to a level that you're comfortable with by building a portfolio that's right for you. The next risk is purchasing power risk. And this is where you went out 2 years ago and were able to afford your groceries just fine. And today, 2 years later, you may find that you can't even buy the same kinds of food that you used to buy. And I want you to imagine if that continued for another 10 years, how much your groceries would cost. And some of us might end up eating rice and beans because that's all that we can afford. So we need to manage that risk. Another risk is concentration risk. And this is where you have 1 or 2 or 3 investments that hold most of your money, a single investment like a stock. And investors in FTX or Enron can tell you what a bad idea that is because they lost everything in those investments. Another risk that we need to plan for is country and political risk. This is the risk of wars, or of the dollar devaluing, or it could even just be the risk that the political party you don't like gets into power. The biggest risk that I think we all have is where we as people try to make predictions about what's going to happen and act on those predictions. So that would be knowing what those risks are, but also when they happen, where they happen, and then you have to know what people's response to them is going to be, what the government's response is going to be, and what the investment market's response is going to be. And you can imagine that's really impossible. And the theory behind that, the academic theory, is that all the knowable information is already built into the market. And you can't outguess it, and you shouldn't try. It's really what I think is a losing strategy over time. Okay, so what's the answer? Well, the answer is to diversify. And when I say diversify, what I mean is spread your money out all over the world in different types of investments or asset classes. It might seem like you want to have a portfolio that gives you the absolute highest return every single year, but you really don't. And it's really not possible. But the reason you don't is what really does well this year could be the worst performer next year. And we know that can't be predicted. So instead, you diversify your portfolio, and that way, parts of it may be the highest returner this year, and other parts may be the worst performers. And we can take advantage of that by a thing called rebalancing, where what we do is we take some gains, take some of our profits and what's done really well this year, and buy the things that are down when they're cheap. So the starting point to all this really is to measure how much up and down you're comfortable living with in your portfolio. And we have some tools that we can use to help you do that. Once you're diversified well, then you should not worry about what's going on in the world, what's going on in the markets or wars or the dollar devaluing, because that's built into your portfolio already. It's diversified and intended to handle unexpected events in the market. So once you're spread out right at a risk level you can live with, you shouldn't worry about what's going on in the news, at least with respect to your portfolio. So what's next? Well, if you've been into the office recently, we probably already handled this for you. But if you're unsure, or if you haven't been to the office recently, then set up an appointment. You can go to our website or email us or call us to book an appointment. We'll sit down with you, go over your situation and your portfolio, and help make sure that it's structured in a way that's right for you and set up to handle all those unknowns that are out there. I want you to remember that you can't control and you can't predict what's going to happen, but you can make sure that your portfolio is prepared to handle unexpected events. The last thing is that while you can't predict what's going to happen and you can't control it, you can 100% control your own response. So, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.